name's Francesco Giacca. I'm 20 years old, just turned 20 yesterday. And I'm an aspiring bodybuilder who works full-time and dedicates his life to the gym because I feel like I have to. First time I actually stepped foot in the gym, must have been like 15 years old. My dad asked me, he was like, hey, you want to come to the gym? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll go try it out. So I had gone through a lot of, just like a lot of mental issues my whole life with being bullied as a kid, and quarantine made me lose all motivation. I had nothing. And I started, drinking a lot, and I was going into my second year of college, first semester, and something just clicked. I was like, no, this is not what I want to do. And I was like, you know what? I'm dropping out of college. I'm pursuing this. And it's just been a hell of a ride since.
Like, what? Okay. I mean, whatever makes him happy, but I kind of wanted him to sort of stay in some kind of career path in case, I wanted to be a ballerina. It didn't work out. I think I've changed my own thoughts on that as, in the last couple of years as I've watched him.
Honestly, I'm not so surprised because me being involved in working out myself, I knew both my boys might like that. Children will sometimes try to follow the footsteps of their parents or, enjoy some of the hobbies because you're introducing it to them. So a full-time thing, that's a little bit more than I maybe expected, but am I shocked?
I look forward to training. It gives me an exciting feeling, knowing that I'm off of work and I get to train today, I finally have learned how to tap into that system in my head and kind of just ignore everything around me. And it's pretty cool to be able to do that because once I'm in my zone, it's just I see nothing, I hear nothing outside of me. I get this euphoric feeling of being able to push weight that I never thought I could push before. And I'm more so chasing the aesthetics part, but that doesn't mean I'm not lifting heavy. I lift heavy majority of the time, but you can't progress every single week. It's just impossible. Progress could be getting stronger, progress could be gaining more weight, progress could be, looking in the mirror and being holy, wow, I didn't notice that before, or wow, my shoulders look more broad. I look at myself in the mirror every single day, probably 6 to 10 times a day, just because I'm that obsessed with how I look. I think I look terrible, and it's crazy to believe. People tell me I'm nuts all the time, but to me though, that's just how I think because I'm always achieving something that doesn't exist. You're essentially chasing the physique that does not exist.
He's not the kind of kid that's worried about making millions of dollars. He just wants to be happy doing what he does, and he loves to work out, and if he can, I guess, make a career out of it, then so be it.
Dorian Yates was 6-time Mr. Olympia champion. The reason why I look up to him is because he didn't care about showboating or didn't care about, I want to look good for the cameras, no, I'm just going to do this for myself. Dorian Yates was, a shadow. No one ever knew what he looked like. I try to replicate that because it's just cool kind of hiding in the darkness, keeping people guessing, what is he doing? Or what does he look like? It's kind of just, it's almost instilled in me now. It's more so about staying covered up, not wearing tank tops in the gym, wearing a sweatshirt. I don't care if it's 100 degrees out, I'm still gonna wear the same thing I wore in the wintertime. It's just that constant message you're sending to people of well, what is he doing? And then you just, boom, go on stage and people are just what the heck is that? Just what the hell? Where did that come from? Just to kind of keep your head down and grind for years. I've considered quitting many times. There have been times where I've cried. If you don't want to quit sometimes, I feel like you're not pushing yourself hard enough.
I love the fact that he's going to take a chance. I want my boys to do that, and for him to do that, you have to have a plan. I'll be 100% supportive, have a plan, and I'm cool with it. I think he will succeed. He's driven, so I'm okay with that.
We wouldn't have people doing things that are unconventional if these people didn't try.
This is an amazing thing that you'll never forget, and hey, we're a part of it with you. He does inspire me to do what I want to do in life. You know, I've actually said it to my coworkers sometimes. You know, my son sometimes gives me the best advice, and he's only 20. I really precious some of those words that he says to me, and I won't ever forget them.
I'd say one day, eventually, my top goal in life is to be on that stage. I don't even care if I place dead last, just to be on that Olympia stage. I believe that with their support and my own ambition, I can do it. It's just the only thing that I've ever been sure about. This is only the beginning.